Excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
There you go. Right? So what is that? That's your order of operation when you're doing arithmetic functions. We talked about types. Here are some other functions that you had. Data types. And part of the assignment was to look at data types, right? We had data types, whether it's an integer. What is a float data type?
An integer with a decimal value.
So it has a decimal value, but it's not an integer with a decimal value. That wouldn't be correct. Float is a decimal value. Integer has no fraction, has no decimal. Float is a decimal.
I was speaking mathematical terms. But yeah, I understand what you mean. I'm sorry.
Okay. So float basically is a number that has a decimal value. Now, the decimal value could be 0.00, but it would display some sort of value. What is bin, hex, and oct? What are they?
Which one is it?
Those are data types, right? Those are data types that allows you to convert whatever's in the parentheses to either, for whatever reason that you may need, binary, hex, or octal, right? So those are other non-decimal numbering systems. So again, as you go through this, here's a great outline, to refer to. These are things that you've worked on. What are the Boolean values? We've worked on lists. We worked on slicing, dicing, concatenating, indices for lists. We worked on Boolean values. What are your Boolean values? Or what are Boolean values? What are they? How many are? Oop, somebody said it. What are Boolean values? How many are there?
True or false?
Yes. So Boolean values are going to return a value of either true or false. Okay. We did program decision making, program flow. When we're looking at the program flow, whether it's this programming language and most other programming languages, programming follows the instructions sequentially, line by line. It will do whatever you have line by line. However, there are certain times, and one of the key tools in programming is having exceptions, right? Exceptions to the rules. So you may have or use different types of controls set up into your programs that will break in the block of code being written. So an if statement, right, allows you, based on whether something is true or false, you're going to indent a block of code and have it execute a certain task based on that condition, right? So you can use control statements of if, a while, a for loop, right? Different types of iterations to take place based on certain types of conditions or having certain types of tasks or increments take place. We also did the range, for a certain value, okay? From one, an increment value of a range. What does this range 1 through 11 do?